American growers in their 50s and 60s are watching houseplants collapse this August, while a quiet few keep every leaf alive. Not because you did anything wrong, because nobody ever showed you which 12 plants shrug off dry AC air and blazing heat. These 12 become a permanent, heat-proof collection. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now, because your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. Find yours and pay attention. And the one at number 9 kept it to themselves since before garden centers replaced them. Do not skip this. Plant number 1, Monstera deliciosa. A $60 showpiece nursery plant crisps at the edges and drops leaves within days once August heat meets dry air conditioning, while the properly placed one keeps every glossy leaf turned toward the light all season long. Picture those deep split leaves catching morning sun near a humid kitchen window, staying glossy and upright while every other houseplant on the shelf curls and browns by afternoon. Zones 10 through 12 outdoors, bright indirect light, well, draining soil. University extension research shows tropical aroids lose moisture through their leaves faster than soil dries, so misting alone never solves August stress. A pebble tray under the pot raises local humidity 6 to 8% without touching roots in standing water. That $50 plant then replaces roughly $200 a year in humidifier costs once placed correctly near a kitchen window. Most American growers park it directly under a ceiling AC vent, and that constant dry airflow causes the crisping, not the heat itself. That single placement mistake costs growers a full plant replacement almost every August. That pebble tray and vent distance are the entire fix. No fertilizer, no repotting, just correct placement. Most growers never learn. If you are watching and not yet subscribed, here is what that means. YouTube stopped showing you plant knowledge like this. Not slowly, completely. PlantERLab releases zone-accurate growing content every week, so hit subscribe now. It costs nothing and always will. And somewhere in this video is the story of a retired teacher in Arizona whose entire indoor jungle survived a record heat wave that killed her neighbor's plants. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, Bird of Paradise. A $70 statement plant shreds into brown-tipped ribbons under August AC dryness, while the correctly placed one holds broad, unbroken leaves like a living privacy screen. Picture those wide banana leaves catching afternoon light near a humid bathroom doorway, staying full and glossy while a neighbor's identical plant browns into confetti by month's end. Zones 10 through 11 outdoors, bright, indirect light, humid air. University extension horticulturists confirm that leaf splitting on this plant is a wind adaptation trait, not damage. So growers who panic and overwater during heat waves cause the actual harm. A single bird of paradise replaces roughly $180 a year in decorative privacy screening once it fills out fully indoors. Most American growers respond to summer wilting by watering daily, when the real fix is simply more humidity and steady indirect light. That overwatering habit rots the root ball within 3 weeks and forces a full $60 replacement purchase every single August. Letting the topsoil dry fully between waterings is the entire secret. No misting schedule, no fertilizer trick, just restraint. Most growers never practice near a bright window. Have you ever grown this directly in a bright room, not tucked in a dim corner, hoping it somehow survives? Drop it in the comments below right now. Plant number 3, Philodendron hederaceum. A $20 trailing vine turns leggy and sparse within weeks under low August light, while the correctly placed one cascades thick and full off any shelf. Picture those heart-shaped leaves tumbling a full 3 feet down a bright hallway shelf, staying dense and glossy, while a neighbor's identical vine thins into bare string by month's end. Zones 9 through 11 outdoors. Bright, indirect light, consistent moisture. University Extension guidance confirms that stretched, widely spaced stem growth is the plant reaching for light, not a watering or fertilizer problem most owners assume. A single trailing vine replaces roughly $90 a year in decorative shelf greenery, once it fills out properly near bright light. Most American growers hang it on an interior wall shelf, far from any window. And that low light is what actually causes the bare, leggy stretching. That placement mistake forces growers to repurchase a fresh vine almost every summer season. Moving it within 3 feet of any bright window is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no pruning trick, just correct distance. Most growers never bother to measure properly. Did you believe more water fixes a leggy vine faster than better light ever actually could? Be completely honest in the comments below right now. Plant number 4, Peace Lily. A $15 office favorite, collapses flat within hours once August afternoon sun hits it directly, while the correctly placed one keeps blooming white for months straight. Picture those broad, dark leaves standing upright in filtered morning light near an east-facing window, staying glossy and bloom-covered, while a neighbor's identical plant flattens by noon every single day. Zones 11 through 12 outdoors, bright, indirect light, steady moisture. University Extension guidance confirms the dramatic afternoon droop is the plant's built in thirst signal, not permanent damage. So growers who panic and move it outdoors in direct sun cause the real harm. A single Peace Lily replaces roughly $70 a year in decorative blooming arrangements once positioned in filtered light near an east window. Most American growers place it in a south-facing window for maximum brightness, and that direct sun actually scorches the leaf edges. That single placement mistake forces a full plant replacement almost every August. Moving it to filtered morning light near an east window is the entire fix. No misting schedule, no fertilizer trick, just correct exposure. Most growers never bother to consider properly at all. What plant or situation in your yard has defeated everything you have personally tried? So far, tell me below, right now. Plant number 5, Rubber Plant. A $20 glossy statement piece drops half its leaves within 2 weeks. Once August temperature swings, hit it directly, while the correctly placed one holds every leaf firm and shining. Picture that. Thick burgundy foliage, catching steady afternoon light away from any vent, staying full and glossy, while a neighbor's identical plant sheds leaves across the floor by month's end. Zones 10 through 12, outdoors. Bright, indirect light, steady temperature. University Extension research confirms sudden leaf drop on this plant is a temperature shock response, not disease. So growers who blame watering while the vent cycles keep losing leaves. A single rubber plant replaces roughly $85 a year in decorative statement greenery, once moved just a few feet from any vent. Most American growers keep it directly beside a cycling AC vent for convenience. And that repeated temperature swing is what strips the leaves. That single placement mistake forces a full plant replacement almost every August. Moving it at least 6 feet from any AC vent is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no pruning trick, just distance. Most growers never bother measuring properly at all, ever. Have you ever grown this directly beside a vent without realizing what was actually happening the whole time? Drop it below right now. Plant number 6, Dracaena fragrans. A $25 tall cane plant develops crispy brown tips within days once tap water fluoride meets August heat stress, while the correctly watered one stays fully green year-round. Picture that tall, arching foliage standing crisp and unmarked in a bright hallway corner, staying tip clean, while a neighbor's identical plant browns edge by edge every single week. Zones 10 through 12, outdoors. Bright, indirect light, filtered water. University Extension research confirms brown leaf tips on this plant are a fluoride and salt sensitivity, not a watering schedule problem most growers assume during August heat. A single Dracaena replaces roughly $70 a year in decorative tall greenery, once watered correctly with filtered or distilled water. Most American growers fill the can straight from the kitchen tap without thinking twice about mineral content. That single habit causes permanent tip browning that never reverses on the same leaf. Switching to filtered or distilled water is the entire fix. No fertilizer trick, no pruning schedule, just mineral control most growers never think twice about at all. This channel exists for growers who have spent seasons making expensive mistakes nobody warned them about. And if you are in your 50s or 60s, subscribe right now for zone-aware content every week. Earlier, at the start of this video, I mentioned a retired teacher in Arizona. This is that story. She had spent 30 years teaching biology in Zone 9, and when a documented record heat wave pushed temperatures past 115 degrees for nearly a full week straight, her entire indoor collection stayed green, while her neighbor lost 6 plants worth nearly $200 combined that same summer. She avoided roughly $200 in replacement costs that single season simply by matching each plant's placement to its actual heat tolerance carefully. If you are still watching, this next stretch of plants is exactly why this video exists. Not for the algorithm, but for the grower who stayed until now. And what comes next includes the hardy, almost forgotten performers serious growers quietly rely on every August. Plant number 7, Pothos. An $8 beginner vine turns yellow and mushy within a week. Once well-meaning growers overwater during August heat, while the correctly watered one cascades thick for years untouched. Picture those variegated heart leaves trailing a full 4 feet off a bright shelf, staying firm and glossy. Zones 10 through 12 outdoors. Bright, indirect light, dry between waterings. University Extension guidance confirms yellowing leaves on this vine signal overwatering far more often than dryness, especially when growers respond to summer heat by watering daily out of worry. A single Pothos replaces roughly $60 a year in decorative trailing greenery once the soil is allowed to dry between waterings. Most American growers water on a fixed daily schedule instead of checking the soil first, and that habit drowns the roots. That single mistake causes irreversible yellowing across the entire vine within days. Checking the topsoil with a finger before every watering is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no repotting trick, just restraint. Most growers never bother practicing consistently at all. Did you believe daily watering keeps a vine healthier during summer heat than checking the soil first ever could? Be honest below right now. Plant number 8, snake plant. A $10, nearly indestructible favorite, turns mushy at the base within days, once anxious growers overwater during August heat, while the correctly watered one stands rigid for years untouched. Picture those stiff variegated blades standing upright in a sunny corner, staying firm and architectural while a neighbor's identical plant softens and leans by month's end. Zones 9 through 11, outdoors. Bright to low light, dry between waterings. University Extension research confirms this plant survives drought far better than moisture, so August heat rarely stresses it. But growers who assume heat means thirst over water and rot the base instead. A single snake plant replaces roughly $75 a year in decorative architectural greenery, once watered only when the soil is fully dry. Most American growers water on heat instinct rather than checking the soil first. And that habit softens the base within days. That single mistake destroys the plant faster than any actual heat wave ever could. Watering only when the soil is bone dry is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no repotting trick, just restraint. Most growers never manage to practice consistently, even once in their lives. What plant or situation in your home has defeated everything you have personally tried this year? Tell me below. What? Plant number 9, ZZ plant, a $15 nearly bulletproof favorite, turns yellow and shrivels within weeks once anxious growers overwater during August heat, while the correctly watered one stores its own reserves for months untouched. Picture those thick, glossy stems standing sculptural in low corner light, staying firm and dark, while a neighbor's identical plant yellows and softens by month's end. Zones 9 through 11 outdoors, bright to low light, dry between waterings. University extension research confirms this plant stores water in an underground rhizome. So August heat almost never causes thirst, but growers who assume heat means dryness overwater and rot that rhizome instead. A single Zed plant replaces roughly $80 a year in decorative sculptural greenery, once watered only when the soil is fully dry throughout. Most American growers water on a fixed weekly schedule regardless of actual soil moisture, and that habit softens the rhizome within weeks. That single mistake destroys the entire plant faster than any drought ever could. Watering only when the soil is completely dry throughout is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no repotting trick, just restraint. Most growers never manage to practice consistently, even once in their lives. Have you ever grown this plant without knowing it was quietly storing its own water reserves? Plant number 10, Jade plant. An $8 succulent favorite wrinkles and drops leaves within weeks, once growers forget it entirely during August heat, while the correctly watered one stays plump for decades untouched. Picture those thick coin-shaped leaves standing full and glossy on a sunny sill, staying rounded and firm while a neighbor's identical plant shrivels and thins by month's end. Zones 9 through 11 outdoors, full sun to bright light, dry between waterings. University extension research confirms plump succulent leaves store water for weeks, so brief neglect rarely harms this plant. But growers who forget it entirely through a full August heat stretch cause real shriveling. A single Jade plant replaces roughly $65 a year in decorative sculptural greenery, once checked every couple weeks during peak heat. Most American growers assume succulents need zero attention and ignore them for over a month straight. That extended neglect causes leaf drop. That takes months to fully reverse. Checking it every 2 weeks, even during the busiest August stretch, is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no repotting trick, just consistency. Most growers never manage to maintain properly at all. Did you believe succulents survive complete neglect better than any other houseplant out there? Be honest. Below, plant number 11, spider plant. A $6 nursery staple, develops crispy brown tips within days once tap water minerals meet August dryness, while the correctly watered one produces dangling plantlets for years untouched. Picture those striped arching leaves cascading a full 2 feet with tiny plantlets swaying below, staying tip clean while a neighbor's identical plant browns edge by edge weekly. Zones 9 through 11 outdoors, bright indirect light filtered water. University extension research confirms brown leaf tips on this plant are a fluoride and salt sensitivity, the same issue seen in several sensitive houseplants during dry August stretches. A single spider plant replaces roughly $50 a year in decorative cascading greenery, once watered correctly with filtered or distilled water. Most American growers fill the can straight from the kitchen tap without thinking twice about mineral buildup in soil. That single habit causes permanent tip browning that never reverses on the same leaf. Switching to filtered or distilled water is the entire fix. No fertilizer trick, no pruning schedule, just mineral control. Most growers never think twice about consistently at all. Ever. Have you ever grown this plant successfully without knowing tap water was quietly working against you the whole time? Drop it below. Plant number 12, Chinese evergreen. A $10 low-light champion turns yellow and mushy within a week, Once anxious growers overwater during August heat, while the correctly watered one holds dense speckled foliage for years untouched. Picture that broad silver-green pattern filling a shaded corner completely, staying firm and vibrant while a neighbor's identical plant yellows and softens by month's end. Zones 10 through 12 outdoors, low to bright indirect light, dry between waterings. University extension research confirms this plant tolerates low light exceptionally well, so growers assume it needs constant moisture too, and that assumption drives the overwatering that actually kills it during August. A single Chinese evergreen replaces roughly $55 a year in decorative low-light greenery. Once watered only when the topsoil dries fully. Most American growers water on a fixed schedule regardless of shade level, and that habit softens the stem within weeks. That single mistake destroys the plant faster than any low-light stress ever could. Watering only when the topsoil is fully dry is the entire fix. No fertilizer schedule, no repotting trick, just restraint. Most growers never manage, regardless of how shaded that particular corner actually happens to be. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded information most channels never put together in one single place like this. 3 things about heat-resilient houseplants that almost no source puts in one place. Grouping several pots within 2 feet of each other raises shared humidity enough to protect every single plant without ever buying one humidifier for the whole room. Rotating each pot a quarter turn weekly prevents the one-sided leaning that August sun angle otherwise forces onto every plant across this entire 12-plant collection you just built. A gentle low-speed fan running 6 feet away improves airflow enough to prevent fungal stress without ever drying leaves out directly the way a vent always does. Together, this 12-plant collection functions as a permanent investment, replacing nearly $200 in seasonal humidifier and air purifier equipment. Here is exactly where to begin. Based on your zone, right now. Here is exactly where to begin. Zone to plants to dollar. If you garden outdoors in zones 3 through 5, start indoors with snake plant, ZZ plant, and jade plant, since these 3 tolerate your shorter, drier, indoor heating season. Best of all, and together represent roughly $33 in initial investment that compounds quietly for years without ever needing replacement. If you garden outdoors in zones 6 through 9, start with Monstera, Bird of Paradise, and Pothos, since your longer, hotter outdoor season rewards these fast, dramatic growers with the highest visible return of the entire year. Miss this window, and your first real result waits a full year. So place your order or take your cutting before this August heat wave fully passes. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based plant knowledge that most channels never manage to put together in one single place, like this one right here. If this video gave you even one plant you had never seriously considered growing before today, hit that like button right now. Drop your state and your USDA zone in the comments below, and tell me honestly which of these 12 plants you are starting with this August heat wave. Subscribe to PlantERLab, 50 years of hard-earned plant knowledge delivered every single week for the grower who actually wants to know.